In this video I'm going to be talking to you about two of the coolest bits of golf gear I've ever tested, the Stewart Golf X10 Follow and the Stewart Golf Q Remote. First off, before I delve into everything about these trolleys, my thoughts on them, my opinions after taking them out in the golf course. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, don't forget to like the video, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. So these are two brand new models from Stewart Golf in 2021. And first off, let's just look at some of the key features within each of the trolleys. We'll get started with the X10 Follow. And it's an update on the X series that's been a staple from Stewart Golf for a number of years now. Now they say they've given it some really key major under the hood improvements, because at first glance you'll probably just think it's an X series trolley from Stewart Golf, looks very much like the X9, and you'd be right, because the design, the overall design, the chassis hasn't changed too much. It still looks just as good, just as modern, just as sleek, but it's really under the hood that they've given it some big improvements. They worked on the electronics, some fine details just to make the remote control functionality, the follow functionality, everything just work that little bit smoother, that little bit better. And apart from that, you know, it's the trolley that many people know and love. It just looks so smart and has brilliant remote control and follow functionality. Now the Q Remote here, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the Q Follow design that was released late last year. You can actually check out my review of that trolley. I'll stick a card on the top of the screen for you to click on, so you can go and watch that when you want. But you know, it's largely a carbon copy, but importantly, it doesn't have follow functionality, and it comes in at a much cheaper price point. It's £999, so for the first time in a long time, you can get your hands on a Stewart Golf trolley for less than £1,000. And I think that's just going to open up the brand to a lot of people who maybe thought, you know, my budget can't quite stretch as far as the Q Follow or the X10 Follow. Now you have something under £1,000, but it still has so many great features. It's compact folding, you've got remote control functionality, 3 cruise control speeds, we've got a really powerful battery. You know, I've been out and played 18 holes today, and for this 18-hole battery we've used about 50% of the charge, so you know, it's going to have no problem whatsoever lasting the distance. You know, you can maybe even squeeze 36 out of it, but I would charge it in between, I would suggest. So, you know, we've got two really good options here. Some of the key difference are the fact that, you know, the Q, it's compact folding. You know, you have that single carry handle, so it's much easier to transport. If you struggle for space in your boot, then it's going to be ideal. With the X10, it's a different aesthetic. I think for some of you, obviously, you know, the covers that we have over the trolley, that aesthetic, it's really going to appeal to you. It certainly has a unique look. Nothing else looks like the X series. Now with the Q series, we have a different aesthetic look entirely, and I'm probably in the minority here, but I actually prefer the look of this over the X series. That's just my personal taste. I think it looks a little bit smarter, but as I say, I'm probably in the minority on that one. Plus, you know, the compact folding nature for someone who's struggling for space in the boot of the car. It folds down nice and compact. You can lay it flat, you can stand it upright. It's easier to transport, you have a carry handle. You know, these little features just mean that I would lean towards the Q series and the Q Remote. Plus the fact that we've got those stabiliser wheels at the back. You know, it's probably just a hint more stable out in the golf course. Not that the X10 struggled or anything on the slopes or bumpy terrain, but it's just a little bit smoother. And yeah, you know, the remote control functionality I have, you know, can adjust the speed wherever you want. You've got 3 cruise control settings. It does everything that you would want of a remote control golf trolley. Now, in my Q Follow review, I really went into detail on the remote control and follow functions, but I'll give you a quick crash course, because at the end of the day, it's dead simple and easy. We have the up and down arrows, that's for speed control, left and right, direction control. You have the big stop button there, so if you see the trolley heading for a burn or something, put the brakes on immediately with that stop button. Glide stop, a more gradual stop. 1 and 2, cruise control settings, and then follow. You know, you click that button, you stick the handset in your back pocket and walk off into the distance, up the fairway where you've piped your drive, and go hit your second shot. And then when you're hitting shot, stick it on the trolley, and then just stick it back in your back pocket. It's easy as that. With the Q Remote handset, you've actually got, instead of the follow button, you have a 3rd cruise control setting, and then the final piece of the puzzle, that Bluetooth button just allows you to connect it to your trolley. But honestly, you get the hang of it after probably 1 or 2 holes. It's that easy to use, that simple. Now I'll quickly show you how to fold down both models. Very quick and easy. Get started with the Q Remote. Just lift the bag off, there you go. Take the handset out of the handle, stick it in its wee holder there. You then click the side button and it starts to fold down. Push the button at the back. Lock it in as so. you lift up, there's a button here you just click down, and that is it. You know, what was that, 10 seconds or something? And you know, that carry handle makes it so easy to transport. Now for the X10, again, really easy. Just detach the bungee cord there, pull the bag off. There's two wee buttons just here at the bottom of the legs. Click them, push them forward. You'll lift this wee button here, and that's it. Really easy, really straightforward. And then when you're transporting it, you just sort of lift it from either side. So, you know, a little bit trickier to transport, but it's not too bad, especially with the battery outside it. Now, I touched on it at the beginning of the video, these are two of the coolest bits of kit that I've ever tested. And apart from, you know, the good looks and all the features I've detailed, it's down to the fact that you have such good remote control functionality and the follow function. You know, being able to control your trolley from up to 50 metres away, sending it off to the next tee, walking down the fairway, doing whatever you want it to do, really good, really easy to use, really a lot of fun. And then the follow functionality, it's the freedom that these trolleys give me out in the golf course. I'm someone that usually carries the bag, I pretty much always have, but to have the freedom to just walk down the fairway without a care in the world, all I'm thinking about is chatting to my playing partners or my next shot. I'm not thinking about anything else because the follow system is doing all the work for me. That is what makes Stewart Golf trolleys so cool. That's what makes them so good. You know, the fact that we have the all singing, all dancing X10 and Q follow, that's really, if your budget can stretch that far, I would go and get one of those models because I do think the follow functionality is worth it. I think it's that good. But the fact that we now have something at £999, it's compact folding, it's a little bit easier to transport, you know, it's going to be a great option for plenty out there. So, you know, two really cool bits of kit. If you have any questions about either of these models or any within Stewart Golf's lineup, then just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and thank you very much for watching.